So what my brother's saying may be true, but my methods will leave you black and blue. They are the nice ones, but me not so much. But I won't kill you, not as such. Now I'll just make sure you live to regret it. So change your mind now or you're in the...
Raphael! The Legend of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Part 1, Chapter 22, Raphael. Written and performed by Joseph Chambers and based on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. April had one more question. Why do the turtles have Italian names? Leonardo da Vinci was a painter, sculptor, astronomer, engineer, writer, and botanist, among other things. At a young age, Leonardo was capable of nearly every practical skill I taught him, and so I named him after one of the most capable men who ever lived. Oh, he painted the Mona Lisa, didn't he? April added. I never particularly liked that piece, but yes. Michelangelo di Lovico Buonarroti Simoni was a painter, sculptor and poet. When Mikey was little, it was his creativity and imagination that led me to that name. Was he the one who painted the Sistine Chapel? April asked. 2 for 2, Splinter smiled and continued. Raffaello Zanzio da Urbino, also known as Raphael, was a painter and architect in the Renaissance. I knew Raphael would be emotionally challenging and turbulent, but with great passion, and this matched up with the 3 distinct periods of Raffaello's life. I will have to look him up as I haven't heard of him before. Donato di Nicolello di Berto Bardi, or Donatello, was a Renaissance sculptor from Florence. Donatello could count to 1,000 by the age of 5 and could spell anti-disestablishmentarianism only a year after that. I knew that Donato had been gifted with a prosperous life, and I wished just that for my most intelligent son. April bid Master Splinter a good evening, and after climbing through the manhole cover back to the surface world, looked glumly at our own apartment building. Why did she feel like she wasn't really going home at all? The following morning, in the family room of the lair, Raphael was playing Burnout 3 on a PlayStation 2 games console against Michelangelo. He and his brothers only ever got given old or cheap stuff, and Raphael hardly thought this was fair. Michelangelo was winning and gleaming with his over-the-top, sunny disposition. Raphael was grinding his teeth in frustration whilst forming grey thunderclouds in his mind. How was his dorky little brother beating him so darn well? Maybe his controller was dodgy. Yeah, that was it. It certainly wasn't any lack of skill on his behalf or better skill on Mikey's part. When the screen changed to show that Michelangelo had won the Grand Prix by 2 points, Raph's mouth twisted into a nasty snarl. Mikey erupted with excitement, jumping up and down on the sofa. Oh yeah, man, I'm on fire like an oven that exploded. Booyakasha! What the hell does booyakasha even mean? Raph loudly grumbled. I don't actually know, but it sounds cool, right? Mikey yelled with delight, nudging Raphael closer to breaking point. Raphael tried to ignore him, threw his video game controller at Michelangelo's head, who dived out of the way to dodge it, and then stomped out of the lair. Man, what a sore loser, Mikey mumbled sadly to himself. I guess I'll play the World Tour mode then, he yelled back to Raph, finishing quietly, on my own. The next day, Raphael found himself angry once more, this time at his sensei. He was in the dojo with his brothers and April revising basic kicks. Master Splinter walked up and down the dojo, occasionally commenting on a student's work. April learnt quickly, and despite this being only her second session, she already seemed to be developing far faster and greater than even Master Splinter could have anticipated. Already, Raph was fairly flared up at the idea of learning the basic kicks again. He knew there was better stuff to learn. Why couldn't Master Splinter teach April separately? Why did he have to do moves he already knew he could outperform anyone on? Splinter came over to Raphael and advised him, "Your toes need to be bent further backwards." "I think I know how to do this now," Raph hissed icily. "I know you do, but to improve, your toes need to be bent just a little more. You should be kicking with the ball of your foot," Master Splinter responded patiently. "Why am I bothering to learn this again?" Leonardo chimed in with, "Well, practice makes perfect." "Who asked you?" Raph spat. Master Splinter turned back to Raphael. "Your brother has a point. To maintain your skills as a ninja, you must..." Raph interrupted. "If you're not going to teach me anything new, don't try to teach me at all. I don't need this." Then he stormed out of the lair, pushing Donatello over as he did so. Donatello pointed and yelled, "Abuse! Abuse! Punish him for abuse!" "Come back here, young man!" Splinter yelled. "Well, I wish I could say this didn't happen often, but..." Michelangelo moaned to April. April just sighed in a long drawn-out way. Sometimes she wished she could have siblings, and other times... Well, anyway, it never helps to dwell too long on what could have been. Then the day after that, Leonardo unintentionally fanned the flames of his brother's anger further. Whilst Raphael was eating lunch, Leonardo decided to try and get him to apologise to their father and persuade him to train with them again. Michelangelo heard this from his bedroom as it rose from a calm conversation to a level of volume like starving dogs fighting over the last scraps of food. "Wow, that's the most swear words I've ever heard in one sentence," Mikey thought to himself after Raph hurled a particularly nasty insult at Leo. Michelangelo then inched the door open to see Leonardo glaring at Raphael with eyes that seemed as though they could cut into Raphael as much as his swords could. It seemed that Raphael had thrown his sandwich at Leonardo and it had splodged peanut butter and strawberry jelly over one side of his face. If Leonardo had not looked so homicidal, Michelangelo would have laughed hard enough to pass out.